In this section, we're going to discuss Salesforce Maps layers. As we discuss Salesforce Maps layers, we're going to start with the marker layer builder. In our journey through the Salesforce Maps layers, now we're going to focus on the marker layer builder and on three areas specifically. Number one, using the marker layer builder to answer business requirements. Number two, explaining the similarities between a Salesforce report and a marker layer. And then number three, defining a marker layer. So let's start. The Salesforce Maps Marker Layer Builder is a powerful interface that analyzes your Salesforce data for geographical visualization. The marker layer is similar to a Salesforce report. A Salesforce report often answers questions about your Salesforce data like, who are my highest value prospects, which products are my top sellers, which marketing campaigns have been the most successful. Now in the case of Salesforce Maps, marker layers are created to answer where questions, such as where are my highest value prospects? Where are my top selling products being sold? Where are the most successful marketing campaigns? Creating a marker layer follows the same process as creating a Salesforce report. Take the question, ask additional questions, take note of the requirements, and then map those requirements in the marker layer builder. While any user with appropriate permissions can create a marker layer, we recommend that ownership of the marker layer builder be restricted to one or a selected group of people. Throughout this process, we're going to refer to that person as the Salesforce Maps administrator. So let's look at an example of a sales company called Lovely Course, which is a retail company. To meet quotas, the sales team is expected to visit each high-value prospect at least once in the next 30 days. So they ask Jose, a cloud Salesforce Maps admin, to create a marker layer that displays the highest value prospects for each sales rep. To ensure that Jose can deliver data that will be beneficial to users, he asked some follow-up questions to help create the marker layer, such as what Salesforce fields is used to determine value, quantity, or revenue? Should the results be grouped by total revenue? Once a prospect has been visited, should they be removed from the returned results? Jose decides to use the following criteria to create the marker layer showing each sales rep's highest value prospects. So Jose, in this case where he's the Salesforce Maps admin at the retail store Lovely Course in this scenario, starts with the lead-based object and uses his criteria as charted to guide him through filters and tabs of the marker layer builder. Once complete, he saves the marker layer and stores it in a folder accessible to the sales team. The sales team can now select that marker layer to view their data and plan their sales. So what is the marker layer? A marker layer is similar to a Salesforce report. In their simplest form, Salesforce reports are a list of records, like opportunities or accounts, that meet user-defined criteria. But reports can be much more than simple lists. Why? Because you can also filter, group, and do math on records. Since reports and marker layers are similar, we can define a marker layer by making a few adjustments to the statement. In its simplest form, a marker layer can be a list. More specifically, it's a geographical view of records like opportunities or accounts that meet user-defined criteria. This criteria is defined in the marker layer builder, which allows you to get the data you need through filters and groupings. Once you plot a marker layer, some key benefits include: number one, visibility. Marker layers give you easy access to key data insights, which helps you make better decisions. Number two, time savings. You don't have time to manually dig through all your many objects, records, and fields to pull information about key accounts. So marker layers give you a quick way to answer both simple or complex questions about your data. And then number 3, flexibility. With marker layers, you can pull data from all your standard and custom object fields. You have many powerful options for tailoring marker layers to the specific needs of your end users. At Lovely Course Retail, the sales team selects the marker layer called My Highest Value Prospects. They use My Highest Value Prospects to plot data on the map and target accounts they have not visited in the past 30 days. Now, they can view records geographically to plan sales calls based on location and proximity. The marker layer also has a legend of potential revenue to ensure they prioritize visits to leads with the highest revenue potential. So now we move to creating marker layers. In this segment, we're going to talk about creating marker layers, and we're going to focus on 2 areas. Number 1, capturing stakeholder requirements. Number 2, creating marker layers for sales, marketing, and service teams. So imagine you're an account executive at the end of the quarter. You're trying to improve your closed won percentage by increasing your number of clients visits per day. You spend hours combining through your Salesforce data to find open opportunities that are in the close proximity to one another. After a few hours of copying and pasting addresses into your phone, you're desperate for a more productive solution. Luckily, Salesforce Maps makes your life much easier. It allows you to display your Salesforce data on the map and make smart travel decisions based on the location of your accounts. So now let's look at your stakeholders' reporting needs. To ensure you are meeting your business requirements, your Salesforce Maps administrator will create marker layers you can easily plot on the map. But before tracking the process of creating marker layers, there must be a clear understanding of business needs and stakeholder requirements. So here are some common marker layers for stakeholders or managers may request for their team. And as in the example on the screen, we have stakeholders such as a VP of sales, whose marker layer requirements would include things such as all opportunities projected to close this month grouped by sales rep, all accounts without activity in the last 90 days, or the vice president of marketing who could be looking at a heat map of customer accounts based on major cities that have either a prospect rating of hot or an annual revenue of over 2 million. Once stakeholders and managers have clearly identified their requirements, your Maps admin can start creating marker layers for each team. Marker layers will be stored in each team's folder, and users can select the marker layer to plot data on the map. So let's look at the scenario where Jose, who's a Salesforce Maps admin at the retail store Lovely Course, is going to create marker layers for his executive team, starting with his vice president of sales. The vice president of sales at the retail store Lovely Course asked his sales management team to track all opportunities projected to close this month and identify 3 things. Number 1, the location of those opportunities. Number 2, which rep is covering the territories with the most opportunities. And number 3, if there is enough coverage in those areas. To capture this information, Jose creates a marker layer using the opportunity-based object. As per the requirements, Jose completes the following criteria. Number 1, marker layer name, which will be all opportunities projected to close this month. Number 2, a filter, which is forecast category equals commit. Number 3, a second filter, which is probability greater than 90%. Since sales managers would like to see the opportunities of their team, Jose selects the Filter by Owner and Scope tab and changes the scope of this marker layer to display my team's opportunities. Next, Jose selects a different marker color for each opportunity owner to ensure they are uniquely identified on the map. Finally, he stores this marker layer in the sales management folder, which would allow the sales managers to, number one, plot this marker layer and see where opportunities are projected to close. Number two, they're capable of making territory changes as needed. And number three, they can coach reps to ensure they increase their closed won percentages by visiting accounts that are in the close proximity to one another. In this section, we're going to talk about marker layer for marketing. The marketing team at the retail store, Lovely Course, in our scenario, is working on advertising campaign to promote a new product that's released this month. Now, a similar product was recently released and sold out in New York, DC, and Chicago. The marketing team wants to add the following contacts to this marketing campaign. Number one, store managers in New York, DC, and Chicago with purchase history in the last 90 days. To satisfy this requirement, Jose, who is the Salesforce Maps administrator at Lovely Course Retail, creates a marker layer starting with a contact-based object. Similar to the sales marker layer, Jose appropriately names the marker layer managers with purchases in the last 90 days. He adds filters with the following criteria. Filter number one, title contains manager. Filter number two, account ID, which is a lookup, and billing city equals New York, DC, and Chicago. And so next, Jose has to capture closed won opportunities in the last 90 days. Since opportunities are related to contacts in his Salesforce environment, Jose selects the Cross Object Filter tab that allows him to filter on a related object. He searches for opportunities and adds the filter close date equals last 90 days. And now Jose decides to add some additional fields that the marketing team will find helpful. He adds account name, business phone, and email to the tooltip tabs. This will show users some helpful information about each contact. Once complete, Jose saves this marker layer in the marketing folder. The marketing team can plot this marker layer, and then with a click of a button, they can add all contacts to their advertising campaign. Congratulations! Now we know how to create marker layers commonly used for sales and marketing teams. As we have discussed Salesforce map layers, in this section we're going to look at additional layer options. As we further into additional layer options, we're going to focus on three areas. Number one, creating shape layers. Number two, visualizing business and property data. And number three, explaining the business case for favorite locations. Each sales manager in this scenario, where Lovely Course is a retail company, every sales manager is responsible for a team of approximately 8 account executives. Managers are responsible for regions that consist of 4 states. For example, the Southeast region includes Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, and South Carolina. The management team wants to make changes to the distribution of territories based on overall volume of opportunities in each region. To capture this information, managers plot a marker layer displaying their team's opportunities by volume. The next step involves visualizing a boundary around each state in a region and capturing the aggregate dollar amount of opportunities. Salesforce Maps can help with that requirement in a number of ways, including number one, shape layers. Shape layers allow users to visualize territories based on zip codes, cities, counties, states, and other geographical areas like voting and school districts. Number two, draw on map. Draw on Map is used with the Shape Layer Builder to manually draw a shape on the map, allowing users to refine their shape by adding or removing specific zip codes. Number 3, drawing boundaries. Drawing boundaries allows users to manually draw a shape on the map using a polygon, rectangle, or circle drawing tool. Jose, who is the Salesforce Maps administrator in the retail company Lovely course, Jose uses the Shape Layer Builder to create territories for the sales management team. He creates a shape layer for each region. For the Southeast region, Jose creates a shape around Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, and South Carolina. He names his shape layer Southeast region and stores it in the sales management folder. Now, the sales management team can plot the shape layer to view their territories and overlay an opportunity market layer to display all open opportunities. By selecting each shape, they can see the aggregate dollar amount of all opportunities in each state and start making changes to territories based on business requirements. In addition to visualizing Salesforce data with marker layers and visualizing territories with shape layers, Salesforce Maps allows users to visualize non-Salesforce data by creating data layers to display business and property data. These layers can display business or property data from different data sources such as the US business data, universities and colleges, private schools, census data, and many more. In addition, specific data sets can be displayed. For example, business data sets can include overall revenue, company name, and contact information. It could also include property data sets, which include house size, age, value, and data information. So let's look at how Salesforce Maps can help the sales team at a retail store, Love the Course, use business data to find stores that are not in Salesforce and add them as potential leads. Jose creates a data layer using the following criteria. Number 1, all business establishments in the United States that sell shoes and have total sales revenue of over 2 million. Jose uses the North American Industry Classification System, NAICS, to find all shoe stores in the United States. He names this layer Shoe Stores in the US and then adds the following filters. Topic, NAICS, level 1, sector code equals 44. Second one, topic, NAICS, level 3, industry group code equals 4482. And number 3, topic, sales total USD greater than 2 million. Now Jose stores the data layer in the sales team folder. Now the sales team can plot a marker layer displaying their current accounts in Salesforce, as well as a data layer displaying all shoe stores in the United States. Then the sales team can target any account that is not in Salesforce and add them as a lead by selecting the Click to Create button under the Actions tab in Salesforce Maps. Now let's discuss favorite location. How often do you use the mapping application on your phone to get directions to your house or your office? Do you have your office or home address saved in your phone, or do you enter it every time? In Salesforce Maps, addresses you often can be added as favorite locations. This is especially helpful if you're creating a route or scheduling and you normally start and end your day at the same location. When creating a favorite location, we recommend storing this layer in your personal folder since it may include personal information like a house address. So the following steps can be used to create a favorite location. Number 1, click your personal folder. Number 2, click Create a favorite location. Number 3, name your favorite location based on the address you're adding, for example, home. And number 4, enter the address and click Save. Once complete, the favorite location can be plotted on the map. When creating a route or schedule, add your favorite location as your start and end location for each route. Alternatively, you can add a favorite location to your route's schedule default settings so it automatically loads when you create a route.